What's poppin', family? Welcome back to Jared Tries Trading, a little special edition. We doing a little bit of homework again. This should be a quick one. Last night I had set about 32 alerts, and I just want to go through the alerts that triggered, and maybe you guys can see how good alerts are if you're not setting them, and also for myself to keep setting them. So I'm gonna go through the alerts that triggered this morning or sometime throughout the day and show you guys what the play was. Obviously, in hindsight, this shit's fucking easy, but I think that, it's a small sample size, but one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of those 30 alerts triggered, and all 9 of them, well, I'll say 7 were actually tradable and would have been good trades. The first alert I had was realty income. I just had an alert on the break of this high right here. We had 3 touches back here in October, so I just set this daily level, had an alert here, and had my price target up here, which happened to just exactly line up with where the stock touched today. The alert was at 74.37, so right here at this level. Once that broke, you see in the morning after the gap up, we just peaked right above it, pulled back, and then once we broke that level again, maybe after these 3 candles here, that would have been a good entry, and my stop would have been this level. And as you can see, stock just grinded up. And who knows how long I would have stayed in this trade, but it just goes to show that alert broke that horizontal resistance, and it actually ended up following through and working out. So would have been a decent trade on O. The next one was CMP. I had an alert set for the break of this compression right here at 32.65. And hold up, let me move my mic, my bad. Hope that didn't fuck up the recording. Break of this compression right here at 32.65. If you look on the M5, this was the level right here. We peaked above it on the gap up, pulled back, and then we broke through it again, tested it right here, tried another leg up, tested it again, and consolidated all right here. Just chopped around this level, and we tested it again like a third time. So this would have been the entry right here. I'm sure I would have been a little worried around this time, but if I had just walked away and my entry here, it would have ended up working out towards the end of the day, before SPY really started pulling back. So this was CMP. This wasn't really a big mover though, so I got to pay attention to ATR when I'm doing these alerts. So it's not really one that I actually wanted to trade, but the alert did go off, and it did prove that the break of compression could have made a nice little trade on it. The next one was CVS, not X. And I noticed that when these alerts, I had an alert on CVS, and it just happened so early in the morning that I didn't even take action on it. And this one didn't even pull back to retest the alert line. It just kept going. So if you remember, let me check what time I got in. CVS, I got in at 11:19. So all the way up here, my alert went off first thing in the morning. So I should have been watching this stock, and I should have got in right here as it was putting up green candles while SPY was pulling back. So that was my entry. Didn't even need the retest. And then I would have had such a good entry that by the time we got up here, it probably would have been a really nice trade already, and I could have exited. Instead, I got in up here, held through all this chop and noise, and now I have to swing, which is super risky. You know what I mean? So a lesson for me today is when these alerts go off, pay attention to them. See what they're doing around that level, and I might see one of these entries. The next one we had was DUK. This one, obviously, I took an L on it. And the lesson for this one is, we didn't really have a breach. We kissed the alert line and so it popped off. If I was watching it more carefully, I would have wanted to see a confirmation via stack green candles straight through it, or wait for the pullback and retest the area again for an entry. This one ended up not really getting through, and I took a loss on it. So that could have been avoided just by waiting for confirmation. The next one is Etsy. Obviously, I had a shitty entry on this one. My alert was set at sorry, let me pull that up real quick. Etsy was at 109.09. So on the daily, on the M5, the alert was right here. Breached below that with nice stack green candles. This bounce right here would have been the entry. Didn't even make it back to the alert level. I even could have took this bounce. This is where I was actually looking at it today. And for some reason, I don't know if there's too much going on in the morning. I was too busy looking for new opportunities instead of paying attention to the alerts, that this went off on alert and I didn't even look at it until it was over here. So, like I said, set these alert lines and pay attention, see what they're doing. They stacking reds. Are they going to retest? Just got to be more mindful of these, especially since we set up the alert for a reason. And I just didn't even go back and look at them. So that was Etsy. I would have entered up here. Probably would have been worried right here, but wouldn't have missed this move and would have been able to get out with profit, even if we waited for the 3.8 EMA cross. So mistakes here and there is keeping me from positive gains. You know what I mean? Pepsi, we went through this. This was also on alert, but I played this one how I was supposed to. Entered right here when it was stacking greens, when SPY was pulling back. Was patient enough with it, and took this move right here. So imagine if I played Etsy, executed XE properly, executed PG properly, executed CVS properly, O properly. Like, these are all solid ass trades, and it would have been a fatty green day, but I'm missing out on these opportunities, clowning around, trying to find special opportunities, reading chat, all that kind of stuff. So really need to be locked in. PG, obviously I'm swinging this one, but entered here. I think my entry was fine. Exactly, putting up the greens or consolidating while SPY is dropping. And, where was my alert? Didn't even retest the alert line. Let me look at the exact number for you guys. PG 160.13. So right in the morning, boom, 2 stack green candles. Didn't need to retest. Maintained all these gains in the first 2 candles. So I'm thinking we're pretty safe on this one. So didn't do too bad on PG. I'm glad we caught it. Another lesson is when you're setting these alerts, make sure you look at the volume. This one, I had an alert go off. It doesn't really matter because I don't want to trade it. But it triggered to the downside, break of this compression here. But it would have been, it's not something I want to trade with such low volume. So that's already off the list. And then something that I threw on for a swing right at the end of the day. This shit was also on my alert list that I didn't even look at after it alerted. Also, alert line was not truly breached. So pretty much the same mistake as the DUK trade. I had, let me get the exact number for you guys, 94.49. So I put the level right here, this white line, and on the 5-minute, 94 didn't even come into play until the end of the day, but it didn't breach. It just kissed it and it turned the alarm, it tripped the alert. So what I should have did was wait for confirmation, stack green bars through this level, or the retest. Instead, it's support held twice, so it kind of confirmed that this is support and not really breaking. So I may be in for some pain tomorrow, depending on the market open, but it's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and write those things down, and hopefully we can execute on them. Pretty much those are the 9 stocks, 9 alerts that went off today. All of them would have been decent trades. Well, 7 out of the 9 would have been decent trades. And if I only traded those and, God willing, I executed on them, decently, I would have had a pretty good day. So we're going to get to it, start setting some alert lines for tomorrow, and we'll see once those alerts pop, we're going to focus on them, see what they do around that level, and then we're going to see if we can execute on it. Thanks for joining me for another video. Just a little bit of homework for us. I'll see you tomorrow with another one. See you.